Hello, welcome back to Let's Talk About Mental Health. In this video, I will be talking about language used around suicide and what is considered appropriate versus inappropriate. I want to start by saying that you're not a bad human being or you're not a horrible human being for using these terms if you didn't know that they were considered inappropriate or stigmatizing in the mental health sphere. What's important is that you take the new terminology on board and over time slowly replace the old inappropriate terminology with the new one, which takes time, and that's okay. We all learn and we all grow, so we can't possibly know everything, so don't feel bad if you didn't know about these terms being inappropriate. So the first one is commit suicide. I'm sure you all have heard of this term being used or this phrase being used. I personally didn't think much of it until I did mental health first aid training and realized how bad and stigmatizing it was towards suicidal people and people suffering from suicidality. The reason is commit has a negative connotation with crime and antisocial behaviors in society. So when you think of commit, what's the first thing you think of? For me, the first thing I think of when someone has committed something is a crime or violent act, or like something considered taboo by society. Saying committing suicide implies that suicide is a crime, which is not, and it can be really stigmatizing for the suicidal person in opening up and seeking help. The second one is successful suicide. This is inappropriate language and it's stigmatizing. Actually, all of the ones I'm gonna talk about are stigmatizing and inappropriate. But this one's inappropriate because it implies that someone taking their life should be celebrated, and it implies that it's something people should be happy about. Because what do you usually feel when you successfully complete something? You feel happy, right? Sometimes you feel proud. Suicide isn't something to celebrate because it's a really tragic incident. The next one is failed suicide attempt or failed attempt at suicide. This implies that the person is a failure for being unable to take their own life. It implies that they're weak for not being able to take their own life. And it's problematic because it kind of encourages suicide, and it kind of encourages the person to try again. Because say, for example, you fail a subject at university and it's a subject that you need to graduate. Say you fail the subject, you have to redo it. You have to try again. And if saying to someone you failed your attempt at suicide also implies that they should try again because they failed the first time. Another one is completed suicide. It implies that suicide is a positive outcome, which it isn't. Now moving on to more appropriate terminology to discuss suicide. So you could say the person died by suicide, or you could say the person took their own life. Another way is the person ended their life. Saying that the person attempted suicide is also okay, but saying failed attempt at suicide is not okay. Or you could say the person has passed. Take care, everyone.